Hello, Alicia. Whoa. Okay, wait.
Sorry, now I was muted.
Okay.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Hi, Shanna.
I'm good. I'm homeschooling today. Say hi to the kids.
Ooh, fun. Hi, Shandra.
Hi, Shandra.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Great. How are you?
Well,
All right, doing good.
good. Okay, we're going to wait for a few more people to come in and see, who we have.
Well, we don't have Miss Bowman. Are there any plans for like a big going away present or something for her?
So we just found out yesterday too.
I know.
I know that I know that Michelle Brockbank has been telling us that she was thinking of doing like a book, like a letters book for like from the kids, and like have them sectioned off by classroom. And I think that that's, something that we could definitely help with. As far as anything else, I think just like when we were talking as a board, we were thinking maybe like a gift basket with like her favorite things from the PTA. And then I think if we were to try to do anything else with students, I think that might get too crazy, especially with being such short notice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think of that?
I like it. I was thinking, I don't know what kind of stuff she likes. So I was hoping for some help. I actually make these cups. So
that's cute.
This one is fabric covered, but I have done like glitter ones and stuff like that. And so I was thinking about making her something like that, but I don't know like what her favorite colors are or anything like that. So if you guys know anything, I'd love pointers.
Yeah. Alicia, were you the one that was able to find that link? Could you copy it and post it in here in the chat?
Sorry, which link?
The one for the teacher's favorite things.
Oh yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then hello, Lindsay and Jenny and Cody and Shannon. Nice. Got so many good peeps on today. Okay. I think we can get started. Just because we have a lot of things we want to cover, but we don't want to take too much time. Okay, welcome to our February Rocky Mountain Elementary PTA meeting. We're going to go ahead and get started. Since the principal isn't here yet, we wanted to first just quickly talk about what maybe the secretary was planning with the school staff. And I think it's still kind of tentative and maybe a surprise. So we don't want to, talk about it while she's here. But she was talking about how they wanted to do like a book of letters and section them off by classroom and have maybe like the child's picture and like the letter that they have to Principal Bowman, because her last day is February 26th. And so we were thinking we could maybe help with that in some way. I don't really know just yet how, because I don't know how many people she's really going to allow to go in there, but it might be something that we can help with. And then during our just like preliminary board discussion via text, we were talking about maybe giving her like a favorite things basket from the PTA, just, as a thank you. And so if you gals have any other ideas that we could, maybe do or have, I know Shandra, you said you make those cute cups. That would be awesome to include that. And Alicia's going to include a link to our teacher's favorite things in the chat. And you can scroll to see the different teachers and their favorite things. But this is an old list actually. And so, I mean, principals on there, but I know we haven't sent that out to any new teachers this year. So if there's teachers that you know that are there now, but are missing in the list, then you'll know that we haven't even done that this year. So anyways, that is kind of like our thing for Principal Bowman. If you have any other ideas, post them in the chat or, let us know. But I'll go ahead and continue to move on with our meeting. And then we wanted to have Jenny, I'll post up the meeting minutes from last month. And if you want to take over, let me share that. All right, this one's from February. Okay, this one's the January meeting. Let's see, Jenny, where are you at? Somehow, when I share a screen, I can no longer see people. Okay, can you guys see the meeting minutes from last month?
Jenny's on the chat and she says, "Can you hear me?" So
Oh no, we cannot. Let's see. It looks like her mic is on, but for some reason, because I can't unmute her because it doesn't even give me the option because it says to mute. So, oh no. Okay, no worries, Jenny. We got you. Okay, so we're just gonna go over this, and we just need to have someone move to approve the minutes, and then we can all second the motion. Maybe put it in the chat. So we talked about a lot of different things last month. We reviewed like the Christmas celebration that the school did for the day of service. And then we had a treasurer report that said that we were ending with $10,266. And then we were trying to possibly raise $6,000 to $8,000 for to leave for next year. And then we covered some other information about our fundraiser opportunities, like a Wendy's night, Zupa's night, and Gretchen committed to reaching out to some corporate sponsors. And then we talked about possibly doing a teacher appreciation fundraiser, but we were going to see how the fundraiser or how the corporate sponsorship went. And let's see, I think, and Battle of the Books, and then book fair is currently going on right now. So, oh, and then we were going to have SEP dinners, which have just recently passed. So those are the things we talked about. Oh, and then we also needed nominations for upcoming year for the PTA board, the executive board. So can I have someone motion to move or approve the meeting minutes? And then let's get some seconds on that.
This is Gretchen. I will approve. It is
Okay,
in the
awesome.
chat. Just verbally, it's there too.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. Perfect. Yeah, when I share a screen, apparently like the chat goes away and all that stuff. So awesome. Thank you. And so we need at least 10 of us to second the motion. Is that right, Jenny?
we don't need 10 to second. We just need people to approve. So
okay. We just need
thirds to
10
approve.
people to approve. Okay.
At least 8 people have to approve.
8. Okay, nice. All right there. Okay, awesome. So thank you so much, everyone, for approving our meeting minutes. Okay, and then we are gonna move on to
Can you hear me now?
Yep. We definitely could. But it's okay, Jenny, no worries.
Okay, I just have one thing. Oh,
Oh
shoot.
yeah.
If you went to last meeting, just put your name in the chat box because I forgot to record the attendance.
Okay, and then Jenny, if we want, we can also pull up the recording from last month.
Oh, okay, good point. Okay, you can
Um,
move forward. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my sound.
That's okay, no worries. I know technology is kind of crazy sometimes. Okay, welcome, Principal Bowman. Also, thanks for making me cry. That's not nice.
Sorry, not intentional.
Yeah, so tell us about your recent move. We're interested.
Yeah, so I got a call Tuesday night after the board meeting, and they're opening 2 elementary schools this year, one in Vineyard and one out in Saratoga Springs. It's probably the farthest south along Redwood Road out there is the building site. And they just appointed new principals and they've asked me to take that on. So because with opening of schools, there's lots of prep and naming the school and getting community things organized and a lot of behind the scenes stuff so that it gets going, that we start before the summer. So on March 1st, I'll start out there. They've got a space for me at one of the schools at Saratoga. And then our new principal that they appointed, her name's Lisa Roden. I met with her yesterday for a few hours in the afternoon, and she seems really great. She's had a lot of experience teaching in several different schools. Right now, she's an assistant over at Northridge, so really close to us. Super excited about learning about our programs. Everybody that I have talked to that works with her, and people that I trust their opinions spoke very highly of her. So I think she's going to have really great energy and super supportive and continue to move programs forward and probably even make them even better than I would be able to do. So I think she's going to do really well with us, and she's all about kids, which is fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're excited for your new adventure because you're obviously the perfect person to do that for a new school, but we're sad that we'll not get to be with you. She does sound pretty nice. I was Facebook stalking her as well as a few other of us who were.
Well, that's healthy. We all do that. It's fine.
It's true. So yeah. So thanks for making sure that, our kids would be taken care of. But we are for sure going to miss you. And I'm going to stop talking about that because I'm going to get emotional.
Yeah. And I'm not thinking about it yet because I've got a few more weeks. I think that last week will be hard, but I'm like, nope, I'm not focusing on anything but being here and present and with our people. So.
Okay, good. Now that I can't see the agenda, we're going to move on to less sensitive subjects. We're going to turn some time over to Rana because I know she is going to be subbing here any minute. So she wanted to kind of cover some home reader information with us. So Rana, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. I'm not subbing actually.
Teaching.
I teach reading online. So I didn't want anybody to think I was being that noble and coming into the school when I'm sitting in my kitchen. But home readers, we are going to start, so Principal Bowman and I are going to get together, and we're going to, what our goal is in moving forward is to restart the home reader program. Not for everyone, maybe initially, mostly for those kids who are in need of extra assistance to kind of bridge the gap between where they should be at this point in the year and where they are. And of course, with everything that's happened with the pandemic and whatnot, that's more than what we would like to see. It was more than we'd like to see, but it's particularly more than what we'd like to see right now. So that's what's happening with home readers. The biggest thing that I think we need right now is manpower to run that. The way it will be run is Monday, the books will go home and they'll be getting, depending on how many kids we have, it will be 4, 5, 6 books, depending on that. And then they'll have a full week to read those books multiple times, hopefully. And then they'll bring them back on Friday. They will be quarantined over the weekend in the home reader room. And then we'll ask for volunteers, probably 1 per grade level, to come in and change those books out and then put them back out. And then they'll take them home again, and the year will continue like that. So what we are going to be looking for is some volunteers who would be willing to do that. We can be pretty flexible. And if we have, basically we need like maybe anywhere from 4 to 16 or whatever, if they want to come in once a month, if they want to come in every other week, or if they're willing and able to come in every week, we'll take it. We'd be happy to have that so that we can just get people to come in and change those. So if that's something that you're willing to do, then we should definitely send word my way so that we can get it organized. Cozy is going to be the one that's kind of setting up the volunteers, as she has so wonderfully done in the past. So our goal is to get things up and running within the next 2 weeks for those kids, depending on how quickly we can get levels from teachers and all of that stuff put together. And then the other thing, oh, good question. Are we allowed to bring younger kids with us this year? That's not something we've talked about yet, but I'll ask those questions and we'll find out and figure out, and maybe Principal Bowman can address that better. We do need this few of numbers and contacts in that room as possible, but
Ronna,
is there anything on that?
I apologize for interrupting. This is Gretchen Smoot. So one question that I had, only because I've done the home reader switching for about 4 years, and one of the things that I really enjoy about it is once you get in there and once you're in the process, it just kind of flows, right? And you're in there and it actually goes remarkably fast. Would it be better, just for COVID cautiousness, if rather than having 1 person per grade, if we just assigned 2 people, and like 1 was our Monday and 1 was our Friday, as far as getting them in and switching them out? Because especially if we're not doing the entire grade, if you're only doing selected children from, let's just say it's kindergarten through 3 or grades 1 through 4 or something like that, the workload is not going to be substantial. And rather than having 1 person come in and maybe only have to switch out 5 books, is it better to have 1 person come in and switch out all of the books? Just an idea.
Yeah, we're totally open to looking at different configurations. We just don't know exactly how many we're changing at this point. So until we get those numbers figured out, then we can make a better decision about how many volunteers it's going to be. We don't want to overburden 1 volunteer. The Fridays will actually probably just be taken care of by me and Sam and Cozy, because it's a matter of taking the crate into the room. And it's even maybe possible to let the teacher have the kids just drop it off in that room. We just kind of need to figure that out, the logistics of exactly how that's going to happen. We would love it if someone came in and had that much time to give and had 1 person do it, but I don't want to also burn out a volunteer to come in and do that if that's going to be more than what they can do. So we're open. We're totally open to looking at different whatevers. We just have to figure out where our numbers are first. So thanks for mentioning that and bringing that up.
That's awesome, Ronna.
One other thing really fast, Linda.
Okay,
We are going to do a reading week like we did in November. We are in the process of getting that ball rolling as well. And so our goal is to get that sometime in March, hopefully the first week, if we can pull it all together quickly enough. We're going to do it slightly differently than last time, just as maybe even the playing field a little bit better. But that's also on the way to being rolled out. However, I'm at a loss for words there, but anyway, so thanks. That's it from me.
Okay, thanks so much, Ronna. Yeah, I was actually thinking that we have the list from our, I think Shannon has the list from our room parent volunteers and parent volunteers that some of them said that they would be willing to come to the school, and some of them said that they would be willing to stay and help from home. So we can maybe reach out to those people who said that they would be willing to come to the school, and maybe see if they'd be willing to still do that.
Thank you. I'll reach out to that and get that. So thanks.
Okay, yeah, get with Shanna. She has that list. Okay, let's see. And then we wanted to also, before we have our treasurer report, we wanted to kind of get a review from Gretchen, because I know you're working as well and taking some time. So I didn't want you to have to take too much time off of work. So Gretchen, fill us in on your corporate sponsorship.
Absolutely. So I've actually made contact at this point with 11 different companies, and some of them go through kind of an approval process. So some of them have said that it can take up to 3 or 4 weeks before we get an answer back. Others have just said, of course, here is the help. But I just have a little spreadsheet where I am tracking the 11 companies that I've reached out to thus far. I'm not going to stop at 11, because if we can talk to 11, why not talk to 20 or 30? No's don't scare me at all. And so I have everything that I need as far as being able to collect information. And, you know, I've got the EIN, I have the 501c3 information. And so I'm actually feeling really good. I have started with each entity asking for $1,000, and then I can always negotiate down, but we can start big. Thus far, I do have $2,500 secured in definitive yeses that are contributions directly to the PTA. And perfect world, my hope and just my personal goal is to get as much as $5,000, but I do have $2,500 secured at this point.
Wow, that is amazing, Gretchen. Thank you so much for doing that. That is like so awesome.
Well, we're
yeah.
partway.
Yeah, thank you so much for your hard work. And I love that you said if we can reach out to 11, then why not more? Well, I mean, I could think of a lot of reasons, but you're awesome for not letting any excuses get in the way. So good job. We
Absolutely.
really appreciate that. Okay, so Shannon, if you can give us our treasure report now, that would be awesome.
Okay, so hey, Jenny, I know you usually try to record these numbers, so I'll just throw them in there, so don't worry about writing them down right now. But we started with $10,266 at the beginning of January, so this is for last month. We got the fundraising money from our restaurants nights, which was $300, and then we spent a little bit on teacher appreciation, $275. So the ending cash balance as of January was $10,292. And so still, you know, by the end of the year, it's going to go down to about 7,000 or so, if everybody spends what they are allotted to spend. But with the money at least Gretchen has gotten so far, that'll put us in an excellent position for next year. And then depending on how much you can get will help us decide next year how big of a fundraiser we need to jump into or not. So thank you, Gretchen, for making that a little bit more comfortable for us.
That's great. Thanks so much, Shannon. Yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, so we have a couple, let's see, couple things. I haven't been recording our volunteer minutes, and like I had asked before to see if anyone could submit their hours. It was kind of weird because I had to ask for like your hours from months ago. And so anyway, I'm going to have a new form, and I will include that in an email and send that out. And that will be able to be a space where we can track our volunteer minutes or hours from now until the end of the year, so that it will be easier to track and I won't have to ask you about months past. And then we also have for our teacher report, I only have sadly pictures from 2 teachers, or I guess maybe 4 of them if you count them because they're DLI, for the yearbook. And so that is kind of sad because we have a lot more than 4 teachers.
I'll remind you again.
Okay, thank you so much. Because we're actually thinking maybe next year, like this will be our last yearbook year. If it seems like it's too hard for teachers to try and submit things to us. I know that they take pictures. That's the thing. It's just like hard for them to share them. So,
Or maybe find a pause minute on one of the after school times and say, okay, everybody stop and just upload your photos for the next 10 minutes so that we can get it going.
oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, because right now, like it's just class pictures, you know? And honestly, like if it's just class pictures, then people can just like get a copy of their class picture and they don't really need an entire yearbook, you know? So we'll do that. Okay. And then for our SEP dinners, I did want to get a kind of an overview of how that went. So let's see, which one of you could give us an SEP dinner overview? Cody?
Actually, Heidi texted me beforehand, and she said,
Oh, okay.
sorry. So Heidi, she actually has to take her car in to get fixed. So she says it went great. She and Heather Alcantara provided a baked potato bar with tons of toppings, including grilled chicken and chili. The teachers really enjoyed it, and they served it to them with masks and gloves so that they wouldn't have to do a salad bar style, so have to keep people from touching. So she said it went great and it was well received.
Oh, good. That's awesome. That is really good. Thank you so much to our teacher appreciation / SEP dinner group, because I know that they work together to help that make that happen. And then let's see, I know we have teacher appreciation coming up in March. Cody, did you want to kind of chime in for us about that?
Yeah, I would love to. So everything is pretty much set as far as things that need to be done, prepared ahead of time. The committee's been awesome. But we do have that date for decorating. If anyone wants to come in, you know, it is easier to hang up stuff when you have more people to do that. But I wanted to just like kind of share quickly. I don't know if in years past, I think stuff kind of gets given to the teachers and the PTA is kind of doesn't even really know what's been done in the background. So would it be okay if I just took a second and like showed a couple ideas that we're doing?
Please.
Is that okay? Okay. So we're giving the teachers a little schedule. The theme is we love you to the moon and back. And the first thing they get is Chick-fil-A treats here. And that's the first day. And then on here is a schedule of things that they're given. So we're doing like a little breakfast thing for them. We're doing an open vending machine one day. We're going to be doing a box lunch with croissant sandwiches on the last day. They get little bags like this that doTERRA has supplied donations. And so every day they should be getting something. And then we're having 2 days where the kids are Tuesday and Thursday, where the kids are assigned to bring one of their teacher's favorite things, and then another day to make them a thank you card. So every day they should be getting some sort of treat from the kids or the PTA or something. So it's, yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's come together really good.
Those all look so cute. That's awesome. You guys did so good putting all that together.
Okay.
They're going to love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
But also, since teacher appreciation is that first week of March, I was just going to mention, Rana, since you're still on, maybe we can move the readathon to the following week. So we're not packing that week with a lot of things, right?
It's actually the second week.
The second week. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the 8th. We're decorating on the 5th, or just because it's the week before, but it's the week of the 8th.
Okay. Okay. So then the first week of March could be good then. Okay. We'll make sure we don't plan something for that same week. Okay. And let's see. I reached out to I reached out to Mrs. B about the book fair, but I think I reached out to her kind of too late and she has not gotten back to me on if they've made any money from the book fair or if we need to do like a big push. I'm thinking we probably need to do a big push, but Principal Bowman, have you gotten an update on that?
I've not seen recent numbers, and we really weren't anticipating pulling in a lot of money from it, but just giving the opportunity to be able to get some books. And if you're going to buy some books for your kids, it can support the school. It goes through the end of February, so we've still got time if you want to do a push. I know Jody's doing that on social media and doing a really good job with that.
Can I ask a question about the dates?
Yeah.
As I've talked with Karen, I was pretty sure that it ended on the 14th.
Okay.
Has that changed?
I can double check. I'm not looking at the calendar right now. But I can check in with her and see where we are with it. And if it was the 14th, then we're good. And if it's still open, because I think at the beginning there were 2 dates, but if it's still open, then I'll talk to Jody about advertising it again.
Okay, that sounds good. So thank you so much for that update. Okay, and yes, Jody is doing an awesome job for our social media. As far as other restaurant nights, I think we have our Zupas night coming on May 4th. And then I know Brooke was going to find out about a Panda Express night, but I haven't even touched base with her on that yet. So we'll save that for our next meeting. And then another Wendy's day. We were thinking of doing that as well. And I believe those are kind of the things that we wanted to cover. Is there anything else that maybe I haven't covered that you all think that we need to talk about? I know that we're going to talk about our nominations for our PTA Executive Board for next year in a minute, but just wanted to see if there was anything else that you all thought that we could discuss before we move on to that.
Let me just throw in here for treasurer, if you guys look at the, what's it called? The agenda for this meeting, it's got a link there for being reimbursed. So if the Teacher Appreciation Committee or anybody who's been doing stuff needs to be reimbursed, you can get your form there and then just contact me to get it to me and so we can get you some checks.
Okay, yes, good. Let me put the link here for you guys for the forms. Okay.
Sorry, I have a question for Bowman. So since Gretchen has gotten that that much funding so far, I don't think we even need to think about at all doing a PTA fundraiser this spring. So, but I know you're also leaving, Ms. Bowman, before you were planning to your fundraiser. So I don't know what the plan is for that, but I just want you to know that I think that we will be comfortable going into next year.
Okay. Okay, I will talk with Mrs. Roden and let her know that as far as scheduling and planning, and then yeah, she'll get with you and communicate her thoughts with that moving forward and all of that. And that's great and really great work, Gretchen, for digging. That takes time and we appreciate it.
Yeah, that is good news that we won't have to do a fundraiser. That saves all of us a lot of time, but not Gretchen. So appreciate you, Gretchen. Okay, so I'm going to turn the time over to Shannon again. She's our nominating committee chair, and she's going to kind of talk about who has volunteered and who's been nominated for our next year's PTA Executive Board.
All right. Wait, unmute myself. Okay. So we sent out all sorts of emails and things to get nominations, and pretty much nobody responded. I guess nobody wants to jump out there, but we did get 2 lovely ladies that said that they would be willing to help out wherever. So the nominating committee officially wants to nominate Shandra Mueller as our secretary for next year. We're looking to fill that spot. We wanted to nominate Lindsay Graehl. Is she here? Yes, I see her. She's smiling, as our treasurer, and I'm sure she'd be great. And then since nobody else wanted to step forward, we are nominating me as the president-elect. So if somebody wants to go against me, that would be great, and we could put you there instead. But if not, then we're nominating Shannon Pence as president-elect. So we have those 3 positions. We also still have VP positions that we technically are supposed to try to nominate ahead of time, which would be like for fundraising, for membership, and for legislative. So if anybody, none of those really do something huge. So if you want to be in charge of membership, just kind of helping us recruit membership and maybe putting up tables if we get to do that and stuff next year, then that would be one of those positions. And fundraising, just kind of be in charge of heading off fundraising. So we don't have any ideas for those positions yet. I'm not sure what else to say, Linda, is that?
Okay, great. No, that's awesome. So we're going to post those nominations up, and we will just have like a link available with that information. Alicia's going to put together a list of the nominations, but then also we're going to list off the other positions that are available. And if anyone wants to put in their names in those slots for things that you might be excited to serve next year on, maybe you were, on SCP dinners, but maybe you want to do social media next year, and that would be great. Or if, you were helping with room parents and you want to do home readers, you can also do that. So we don't want to just pigeonhole you to one thing. And we appreciate your help with anything that that anyone ever wants to do for PTA, because we appreciate everything. And so just whatever you feel like you want to volunteer or serve in a capacity to help us, that would be awesome. And we're always willing to get help from anybody else also. So if you're in a different committee, but you want to help with something else, then we of course are going to accept that help. So, so we'll go ahead and have Alicia send that link out. And so we'll probably have an email that includes like these meeting minutes, but then also a couple other links to help you with the information that we've sent out or talked about today.
I have something real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
If anybody also wants to just put it in the comments here, I will stick you into that document before we send it out. If there's a committee that you know that you want to be on, you can just throw it in the chat.
Yes, perfect. So for example, I have been doing yearbook for several years, and it seems like maybe the teachers aren't that excited about it. And so I'm thinking if we don't do yearbook next year, then I can help fill in somewhere else. Otherwise, if I'm still doing the yearbook, then probably I won't have time to fill in somewhere else. So that's just an example of, something that I was thinking that I would want to do as well. But anyways, just giving you a heads up. Thank you so much for volunteering, ladies, to help. And we appreciate that. And then I think that is all that we have that we're going to cover today. If there's anything else that I missed, it's totally possible. So please, throw it in the chat or raise your hand or just speak up, because I'm willing to listen to what you gals have to say. Otherwise, I think this is like our shortest meeting and we can totally adjourn, and that would be great as well. So, because I know your time is valuable.
I move to close the meeting.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Alicia. And anyone want to second that, or we could just close it? I think we could just close that. So thank you again for all that you gals are doing, and especially Principal Bowman. We will not see you again next month, so we're definitely going to miss you from everything and life. But send us all your cell phone numbers so we can harass you at all hours of the day when we're missing you.
Absolutely.
Okay. And keep us posted on how your adventure is going. It's going to be awesome. We know you're going to do a great job out there.
Thank
And yeah, they're super lucky to have you.
I
Hopefully
will-
it's closer to your house.
No, it's not.
Oh,
but
sad.
I can actually walk here in about 15 minutes, and it'll be probably 40 minutes of driving to get out to the school. So not closer.
Oh, wow. Well, we're grateful for podcasts and audiobooks, right?
So I will miss all of you tremendously. The work that you do for your darling kids, but also the time supporting our school, because schools can't run without PTAs and without families, and it's just so appreciated.
Thanks, Principal Bowman. We appreciate you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will see you next month. If not, we'll see you sooner, probably. Have a good one.
If anyone wants to stay for a minute and talk about ideas for Miss Bowman now that she's gone, you're welcome to stay for a minute.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I was waiting for that moment when she left so that I could say, hey, if you want to stay, we have ideas.
Okay, nice. Good job. So yeah, I guess we can, what was on that list that of the teacher's favorite things that we could do?
So she liked the color green. She liked chocolate and Rice Krispies and Fresca. She liked nuts and fruit. Like those were some of the things that stood out to me. So we could put together a basket with like all of those things. I mean, a lot of them are really simple, and wrap it up in like that green cellophane stuff. And then if anybody else has any ideas, what else do you think would be nice to put in there?
I know that Diet Coke is her drink. When they order, she orders Diet Coke.
Cool. I had an idea about like a book that we could give to her. Like, you know how she always reads that book, the chance, what is it? I can't think what it's called. She reads it to the 6th graders every year when they graduate and when they move on. And so I thought it would be cool to kind of look and see if there were other books by that author. And that author does have like a book that came out about a month ago, so she may not have that one yet, but I thought maybe that would be an idea. Any other ideas? And then do you want to tell the idea about from the kids, Linda?
Oh yeah. So Michelle Brockbank, the secretary, she said that they were planning maybe doing like a book of letters where like the students would have their picture and then like a letter written to her, and then kind of compile each one of the classes together in the book. And then that's kind of what they've been planning. And I figured we could maybe help them with that. I don't know the logistics yet. I do need to talk to Miss Brockbank about it, on how we could help with that. But I think that would be really cute. And because the yearbook is actually due like the first week of March, normally that would be something I could, help put together since I'll have like the pictures of all the students anyway. But because the yearbook's due, like I won't be able to work on that and help out with that. So sadly, I can't do that. But I'm guessing that she could probably do something like that. And we could maybe go to the classrooms and maybe help facilitate the kids writing their letters, because sometimes they need ideas for writing. But I don't know. And then I think that was it. And then we were just thinking of putting together that basket that Alicia was talking about.
Could you like email parents and maybe get donations or something? Because I know there's a lot of parents who want to thank her and I already saw a post on Facebook, someone asking about, what do you get your principal who's leaving or whatever. So you might get a big turnaround from parents just saying, hey, we want to do something nice for Principal Bowman, and maybe make it something bigger from the whole community of Rocky Mountain Elementary. Just a thought.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
On that list, she did have like her favorite stores, like Trader Joe's, I think, was on there, and Target. She also said she loved like reading and music and stuff. So those might be things that we could do. Like if we do get some like funds from parents, we could give her like a big old gift card to Target so she can go on a big shopping spree, something like that.
She had gardening on there too. And like, that's the perfect time for picking up gardening stuff. Like she's going to need to get started right after that. So gardening tools or like a gardening apron would be fun or anything like that.
Or we could do like a gift card to Cook's Garden, something like that. So she could go pick out some plants, something.
Yeah, I love all these ideas. Maybe we should like write them down and see if we could like execute on that, or I don't know who would want to go and purchase these items, or
I can head that up. I don't mind doing that. And I've got these written down as well. Who said they would head it up with me? Who was that? Was that just an echo? Shoot, dang technology. I swear I heard somebody else say it. If anybody else wants to help me, you're welcome to.
You volunteered with yourself.
I did. Me
That's
twice.
awesome. You're the best. Okay, so if we want to get you some funds, do you have Venmo that we could maybe send you some funds for any gift cards to go purchase?
Yeah, I do have Venmo. Is that something that we want to send out maybe on the Facebook page and have people just Venmo it to me and then I can purchase it? I mean, that sounds pretty simple. My Venmo is super easy. It's Alicia-Alba. That's it.
It's Principal Bowman on that Facebook page. Can you block her?
You can access it. Yeah. So who does our Facebook? You can usually make it so that like everybody but one person can see it. Like I know that's an option. So I don't know if we can do that on the page, but maybe. Or an email that goes out to everybody except for her, maybe the secretaries.
So I'm not sure how hard it would be to talk to all the room moms or whatever, Shannon. I don't know how responsive all the room moms are, but I know for Miss Nelson's birthday, we missed her birthday and I felt so bad. So I just emailed out the class and said, hey, you guys either bring in a gift on this particular day or Venmo me. And I got tons of money Venmoed and I just put that together, a big basket. So like I could do that to Miss Nelson's class and say, hey, Principal Bowman's leaving the PTA, and we're going to put something together for her. So maybe the room moms could head up, putting out your Venmo, or I don't know. So that's
Michelle has the ability in the office too. She can email the whole school.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I don't know how, like with logistics, if she's allowed to send the Venmo thing or ask for money that way, but I think
did it for music. I collected money for flowers for the choir and the orchestra concerts.
Oh, okay.
And Michelle would send out emails for me. And so she was like targeting just those kids. And she would send out the emails and it had my Venmo in it and everything. So they've done it in the past. So unless something's changed, I think that's an option.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
I'll follow
so
up on that this afternoon with Michelle. I'm actually going into the school for another thing, so I'll do it then.
okay, awesome. So we'll send you Venmo stuff. And you have the list of all the things that we could get her. And if anybody else has, Gretchen, go ahead.
All right, one quick question, only because this is the first time that I've ever gone through a principal shift. Do we need to do something for the new principal too? Like as a welcome gift? I feel like that's totally like not being genuine and kind to Miss Bowman, but do we need to do a welcome at the same time?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I can specify that the funds are for both the outgoing as well as the incoming. And that way we can kind of figure out what we want to do once we see how much funds we have. But that's really, really excellent. Whoever brought that up, thank you, thank you.
And a great use of that Facebook stalking, right?
Yes. Yeah, good idea, Gretchen. Thank you for being nice.
Like background work. Stalking just has such a negative connotation. It's research.
That's right. That's right. We were researching. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you, Alicia. And let us know if there's anything that we can run out and get for you to help lighten that load for you.
Yeah.
And we'll just wait to hear back on how that goes. Since our next meeting is going to be in March, it's probably going to be just kind of a review.
We also probably need to reach out to the new president and make sure she's invited to this meeting, knows how to get into it, and have something maybe in the agenda for next month to really welcome her, give her a chance to tell us a little about herself and stuff like that.
Okay,
Can I
good
tell
idea.
you guys about this principal?
Please.
New lady. Okay, I don't know her personally. We have a couple neighbors and friends who take their kids to Northridge, which is where she's coming from. And I also know just from attending council meetings and things, Northridge's PTA is enormous. They are involved in every program. They have like monthly town hall meetings. They do all sorts of things. They write state awards, like it's crazy. So this is a really unique opportunity. Ms. Bowman is fantastic. I love her. She doesn't love like us in the school as much, you know, like, and I get there's safety concerns and those things are absolutely valid. But I think this is a really unique opportunity that if we have some programs that we want to ramp up, like this is your moment, this is your year, because that's what she's coming from.
That is really good to know that she really loves PTA and parent help. So that's awesome. Thanks, Callie. Some good inside research. Okay. If we have anything else that anyone wants to chime in with, let us know. Otherwise, we'll wait to hear from Alicia on how those donations come in for the principals. And yeah, thank you so much. You guys are awesome to work with. And I just love it. It's awesome to see you guys in action. Thank you.
Leave it on for just a second. I'm trying to read through the notes. Can
Oh,
you hear
okay.
me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm
No
just trying to read
worries.
through the comments to make sure I got everything like over. I was trying to cut and paste.
Okay. Yep. No
I'm sorry.
worries.
I'm having like technology problems. I'm almost done.
I hate it when there's technology problems, for real. You're like, how come this didn't happen last time? How come it's just this time? Yeah, I know. It's so inconsistent. I think I took a screenshot of everyone who came in last month. In fact, I forgot to take a screenshot today.
I got everything today.
Oh, okay.
And then I did record, I'm done now. I did record everyone that responded. It just took me a minute because I had to open up the other document. So I think I'm good. I need to go in and finish up the agenda from statement. Yeah.
Something
So,
that Finn was.
Okay. Well, that sounds good then. Thank you so much, Jenny. You're awesome for making sure we're organized there.
Sorry, it was crazy today for me. I'm like, what? I can't hear.
No worries. We got it taken care of. And I'm glad we got to finish early today too. So
Yes.
we're good.
All right. Thanks so much.
Okay. Thanks, Jenny. Bye.